Hello, welcome to my channel, A Book Forest. My name is Kim, and today I'm gonna be doing my May TBR. So the bulk of my May will be taken up by Words of Radiance. It's huge. Of course, I think I can read it not fast enough because it's Brandon Sanderson writes in a way that is really easy to read. It's not difficult at all, so I'm probably gonna fly through this, especially if it's gripping half as much as the first one, and I think it's even better. Well, a lot of people say it's their favorite, so I can't wait for that. I've read A Way of Kings, and my favorite character is still Dalinar for now. We'll see if it changes. I'm not going to talk too much about Words of Radiance because it's a sequel, so I don't want to give any spoilers, and I think a lot of people have already read it. My second read will probably be Edge Dancer, the short story in Arcane Unbounded. Basically, it's the follow-up, so I'm going to read that short story as well. And then since it's the end of April here, and it snowed last week, and I'm really sick of the cold and the awful weather, I need a bit of spring or summer in my reading, so I'm gonna jump into Dreamer's Pool by Juliette Marillier. Dreamer's Pool, I think, it's set in Ireland in the Middle Ages, and it's about a healer who's gone through a lot, like she's been imprisoned, and her name is Blackthorn, and she's basically out for revenge, I think, against someone, but she gets into a deal with the Fae, basically, and they tell her, no, you can't get revenge, you have to do what we say for like a number of years, and then you can do whatever you want, but for those numbers of years, you're gonna help anyone that comes along, basically. And she's a healer, and she cannot refuse. And so she sets up in Dalriada, which is a kingdom in the north of Ireland, and there's the guy Grimm who follows her. Basically, their fates are a bit linked, so that's why I think this trilogy is called Blackthorn and Grimm. And I was really, really in love with this cover. Like, this is gorgeous. Look at this. Amazing. Get the forest. And I do like a forest. Else, the name of my channel, and this is a beautiful, beautiful painting. I love it so much. So it's mystical, I'm pretty sure, set in a woodland with probably some fairies, or basically they're mystical people from Ireland, magical. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Juliette Marillier is one of my favorites. One of her trilogy, the Seven Water trilogy, starting with Daughter of the Forest, is one of my favorites of all time. Daughter of the Forest is just a masterpiece, in my opinion. It's one of the most beautiful love stories I've ever read, and it's not even the main theme in this book. So I'm really hopeful that this will be a great read this month. So I recommend Juliette Marillier a lot. Then if I have time, I'm probably gonna have time, but if I do, I will read the first novella in Binti. It's a trilogy, but I think it's very short novellas. Like, this is the whole trilogy. So the first one is about 60 pages. I should be able to get through that. I don't really know what it's about. I think it's sci-fi, and it's like a young girl, and I have no idea what's going on. There's a secret mission. Yeah. Basically, like, I did a video about the books. I've read it from an author, and I've read one book from those authors, and I want to know more about them because I loved the first book I read. And I read Who Fears Death by Nnedi Okorafor, and I loved it so much that I want to try more from her. So I do like a sci-fi as well. So hopefully I'm sure I'll have time to get into this one. Yeah, so that's about it for my May TBR. I haven't completed my April TBR. Like, there's a couple of books I haven't been able to get to. And I knew when I did it that I wouldn't be able to do it, but those books I keep on like my bedside table, and I'm gonna pick them up if I have time, basically. That's gonna be the same for any book that I don't get to on my TBR, my monthly TBR. Like, life happens sometimes. So if I can't get to a book on my TBR, I'm not gonna push it back to the next month necessarily, because I find that boring. But I do keep them as backup, and I will try to read them by the end of the year. My goal is to basically roll them back until December, and then in December, if I have a lot of them, that's gonna be my TBR for the month. So hopefully I can get to all these. So this is my, it looks hefty for me anyways, my hefty TBR for the month. So let me know what you want to read, if you've read any of these, and what you thought about them, and what are you gonna read in May. So thank you for watching, and have a nice spring. Bye.